What's going on, y'all? It's Kolev. In this video, we're gonna talk about why you are failing. So when I talk about why you're failing, I mean that in the most broad way possible. Like, you could be failing at anything. You could be failing at school. You could be failing at obtaining the thing that you want. And yes, playing rocket racing in the background. You could be failing at, creating a business, starting a business. Whatever it is, this is an all-encompassing topic. So I think the reason why most people fail at anything comes down to 3 reasons. And those reasons are consistency, risk, and just acceptance. And I'll get to that last one toward the end. So pretty much the first one, consistency, right? And some people have the concept of consistency wrong, in the sense that they think that if they just keep doing something over and over and over and over again, that eventually, they'll get what they want, get where they want to be, and that's that, right? And unfortunately, unfortunately, that's not how it is. That's not the way everything works, right? Consistency is a massive thing. It's huge, and it 100% is something that you need to be doing in whatever it is in order to be successful, which sounds literally contradictory to what I just said. But it's consistently doing the right things is what's gonna truly get you there, right? And what does that mean exactly, consistently doing the right things? Well, if say I want to be a track star. I used to be a collegiate athlete, but I want to be a professional athlete. How do I go about becoming a professional athlete? Well, or professional track runner in this instance, right? This scenario. Say I would listen to somebody that doesn't truly know how to do that, which some people have good advice that can apply to a multitude of different things. But let's say we're just getting advice from, somebody that, we care about, trust, or somebody we happen to just be listening to. And they're like, well, you can go, you need to run a lot, you need to exercise, and maybe you can watch some videos of people running, professional runners, Olympians, and see how they run. Now, I think over, a certain amount of time that might get you somewhere, right? Exercising will help you in some way. Running every day will help you in some way. Understanding, the mechanics visually of how people run will help you in some way. But that's not gonna truly get you to become a professional. If you want to become a professional and get to that highest level, then you have to take things further than just that. You need to not only run every day, but you need to know how to run. You need to know what to do. Do I run a bunch of sprints this day? Do I run a bunch of long distance this day? When do I break? When do I take a break? How often do I do these sprints? Do I do them twice a week? When I'm watching these videos, what am I looking for? Like what am I looking to replicate? When I'm going to the gym, what do I need to lift to help me get faster? What is slow twitch muscle? What is fast twitch muscle? There's a lot of technicalities in that advice that, this person would initially give you that you can take, at face value, but then you need to actually dive in deeper, get into the details of what it is that I need to be consistent with to get there. So that's the first thing, right? That's the first thing that you need to understand of why you're failing, is you're not being consistent, or you're being consistent in the wrong ways. You're not doing consistently the right thing. And that should be pretty easy to tell, based on your results at, whatever you're doing, whether you are working out or trying to build a business or trying to be a YouTuber, whatever it is you're doing. There's something that you're doing wrong, and you're consistently doing the wrong thing. So consistency isn't always good if you're not consistently doing the right things. I want to just kind of make that point pretty clear. Now, the second thing that I wanted to talk about is risk, right? And risk is one of those things that everybody's afraid of. And it's the reason why everybody isn't, super fit, or everybody isn't a millionaire. It's because it's something that a lot of people won't do, because it's literally that, right? It's in the word, it's a risk. You're taking a chance to potentially waste something, and that could be waste your time, it could be waste your energy, it could be waste your money. It has its own forms. You can apply it to a lot of different things, right? but it's huge because it's a risk, and there's a chance that you won't get it. You won't get the thing that you want. You won't be the person you want to be. You won't live the life that you want to live. And that's why it's hard. It's hard to do. But at the end of the day, if you want to get to that next level, you want to be the greatest athlete of all time, or you want to create the product that nobody's created before, you want to own a business, you want to flip the family curse of whatever it is, then you have to take the risk. Without the risk, there will be no reward. And that saying is very true. It's true to the T. Without risk, there is no reward. Oh my God. And it's something that you need to not only understand, but you have to do, right? And everybody sometimes, right, the amount of risk that you have to take is completely contingent. God, I'm just getting a piece of myself up here. Is completely contingent on, the life that you were born into, which I'm gonna get to that. It's, the amount of risk that you end up taking can get you to where you want to be faster, but it could potentially also, lose you a lot of time, lose you a lot of money, lose you a lot of energy, so on and so forth, right? So you have to understand the risk first and foremost. Don't just blindly take risk. Why do I keep messing that part up there? But understand the risks as far as potential downsides, potential upsides first, and then go about taking the risk. But understand it first. Don't just take risks blindly. Taking blind risks are just going to give you blind results. You're not gonna know what the result is because you're just going into something without truly understanding what it is you're even going into in the first place. It's like me taking $10,000, throwing it into a random, stock, and hoping that in 5 days that 10,000 turns into 50,000. Well, no, the likeliness of that happening is like 0%, right? Because you're just taking a blind risk. You're just throwing money at the wall, and hoping that the wall turns into a money wall. Blind risk is what a lot of people also take. And you see it a lot in stocks. You see it a lot in crypto, a lot of crypto people that just throw money, just put, tons of money in poop coin. And poop coin's going to the moon. I'm gonna throw $10,000 in poop coin, and then they're pissed when poop coin turns out to be a scam. So blind risks are something that will get you nowhere. Calculated, studied risk, understanding the risk that you're taking and the potential outcomes that can come out of it are important, right? Because then you can mitigate your risk. You can lower your risk. You can set expectations, and you can come out on the other side, hopefully on top. Adding on that consistency that you did before this. Now, all right, you're super consistent in the right way. You're taking the right risk and understanding, the potential outcomes from that. What's the last thing that you should understand and do, I guess, that, oh my, whoa. Rocket racing, baby, woo! What is the last thing? What is the last thing that you need to do? Also, $20 that I still get first place here. What is the last thing that I need to do? And I think that ultimately comes down to accepting life, right? Accepting your position in life, whether that's financially, whether that's, the way you look, how tall you are, whatever it is, accepting all of these realities, because at the end of the day, life is unfair. And it's something a lot of people don't like hearing because, people want to change. They want to change things that they can't change. And I mean, you see it all the time, as far as like physical things, right? You see people get plastic surgery because they don't like the way that they look. You see, people take steroids because they want to get bigger faster, and the way they look now isn't that appealing. Now, obviously, that steroid example isn't 100% true all the time. Because, if you want to compete at the highest level, be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger or Ronnie Coleman, whatever it is, then you have to unfortunately take steroids. But it's understanding, the risk, again, like I said, involved, and accepting the risk and knowing that there are side effects. There's negative things that can come about by doing this. But you know, people do that. I'm kind of getting on off tangent, but there's things and professions literally invented to fix things in life that, you know, were previously thought not fixable. Like I said, a plastic surgery example. Oh my god, why'd I do that? Yeah, accepting life for what it is and understanding, you know, that at the end of the day, whatever card you're dealt with or the cards that you're dealt with, now it's more about, you know, how you use the cards, right? How you use that jack, how you use, you know, that ace, how, oh my lord. Please, 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 please. Woo. No shot, I missed. I'm gonna lose now. That's so frustrating. That is a big upset, bro. That is a huge upset. I had that first place. That was 20 bucks right there. I was 20 bucks was on the line and I failed. Oh, that sucks. And I got fourth, Jesus. But anyways, accepting life for what it is. Life, again, is unfair. It will never be fair. It's something that just comes with the territory, right? And you could be short. And sometimes there are examples. There's always an exception to the rule. A rule is never locked in stone. A law is never locked in stone. There's always an exception to something. But I think with that being said, it's also important to understand that your dreams and your ambitions and where you want to be in life do have to have some type of way, some type of reality check, right? So if you're 5 feet tall and you're trying to be in the NBA, statistics and the likelihood of you actually making it to the NBA are extremely low. You could get blocked easily, you know, you could be quick, but ultimately your lack of height will be your deterrent. Now, obviously, there's people like Spud Webb. I think Spud Webb was like 5'2" or 5'3". I don't know. Correct me in the comments. But he's obviously an exception to the rule. You know, he was an extremely short player in the NBA. I think the shortest player ever in the history of the NBA to make it there. But look how many more Spud Webbs there are. There's like none, right? So that's not to say give up on, you know, if you are 5 feet, you want to be in the NBA, that it's not possible, right? People are always doing the impossible. They're doing it every day. Historically, it's always been like that. But I think setting your expectations and your, you know, understanding everything like that will at least give you room to be able to, I guess, do the right things and not waste your time. You know, if you were 5 feet, it will be, like I said, extremely hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, and again, this is literally just an example, but it's almost maybe not worth your time, right? To go to try to be an NBA, to be an NBA star. But you know, you can do everything you can. Maybe you don't have that physical attribute that most NBA players do, but say you stay consistent, right? You watch film, you have one of the best shots that the league has ever seen. You know, you're super fast on the court. You know, nobody's able to catch you, and you make up for your lack of height and other attributes. You become top tier, above top tier than any other player in the NBA, even though you're shorter, right? So, not to say that that your dreams, even if, you know, you're 5 feet tall and want to be in the NBA, is impossible. But I think setting your expectations and understand the reality of life, you know, the cards that you were dealt with, will help you kind of manage your expectations of, you know, where and what you want to actually do in life. I think that's also really important to understanding the reality of things, because a lot of people don't want to accept life for what it is. A lot of people end up trying to find solutions. Oh God. To find solutions to problems that, you know, to try to fix the unfairness of life. And, you know, life will never be fair. It's a reality of, you know, the territory of living on this planet. Everybody, you know, has different cards, and I think ultimately it's really about, you know, like I said, using them in the way that's unique to you, that will hopefully get you to where you want to be in life. And I think, dang, this dude came out of nowhere. Setting that expectation, I think, will ultimately get you to where you want to be. So I don't want this video to get super long. I'm over here getting pieced up in rocket racing. So I think ultimately, to recap everything, right? Why are you failing? Comes down to the 3 things I just talked about. You're consistently doing the wrong thing. You're staying consistent, which is important, and that's admirable in its own, but you're consistently just doing the wrong things. So you need to flip that. Consistently do the right things. Look, study what it is that you want to do. Do those things. There's a lot of studying and understanding and learning involved that works in tandem with that consistency. So without you consistently doing those things, you'll just consistently waste your time. And that's what a lot of people end up doing. They'll make a billion. They want to be a social media influencer, so they'll make a billion videos because quantity over quality. They believe, right? But if all those videos are just trash, right? Like none of the videos have anything to gain. Like nobody's laughing from it. The audience isn't gaining anything from watching that video. You're just putting out a mass amount of videos to hopefully get followers, get subs, whatever it is. Then you'll probably never make it, or if you do, it'll take you years, opposed to maybe months, maybe a year, right? A lot of it is staying consistent, yes, but it's consistently putting out those right videos. So putting out quality videos, putting out mass quality videos if possible. It's going into the next point of taking the risk, right? If you want to be an influencer, you want to be, business owner, whatever it is, then you have to sink tons of time into learning that craft. Tons of time, putting your money, whatever it is, putting your energy into that thing and developing it out. I love my parents. I love the way that they raised me. They raised me, to set expectations for myself. But one thing that I would have to disagree is that they always told me to have a plan B, C, and D, right? But ultimately what that does though, and this again is my opinion and how I look at life and where I've gotten in life, things like that, is if you always have a backup and a backup of a backup, then you're never truly putting 100% of your energy into that one thing you want to do. If you want to be a YouTuber, you need to be doing 100% YouTube, right? And obviously there's room to, sort of separate things, allocate your life. There needs to be, a balance in your life. You could no life YouTube if that's what you want to do. You might get there faster, but then, other things in your life will suffer. Your relationships might suffer. Your health might suffer. Maybe you're not working out. So set a large portion of your life into that thing that you want to do. So maybe 80% of your time you're putting in to being a YouTuber. The other percent is you're working out. It's your other job, whatever it is, right? And I'm just throwing numbers out there, just in general. None of this is like in stone of how you should do it, but it's that ideology of always having a backup plan is always going to keep your potential down. You will never give 100% in the thing that you want to do because you always have to, you're reserving that little bit of energy just for the backup in case the first thing fails. The first thing will never fail as long as you continue pushing consistently and taking the right risk. It will never fail. Again, there's exceptions to everything. If it's something that's just obscene, like it's never gonna happen, it's super unlikely, like I said with the example with being 5 foot trying to go into the NBA, then maybe you need to understand the way that life isn't unfair. Life is an unfair game, and maybe do something different, right? Everybody isn't going to be able to get to their do what they want to do, reach their dreams, but everybody definitely can try and do it in the right way. If they're doing it consistently, they're taking the right risk, and they're understanding that life isn't fair, you can truly do whatever you want to do, be whatever you want to be, and get anywhere and go anywhere you want to in life. I hope that anybody that watched this video feels inspired, I guess, to do whatever it is that they want to do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want this video again to get super long. So if you did enjoy this video, leave me a like down below, subscribe if you really did enjoy the video and you want to see more videos like this. Guys, I love y'all, and I'll see you next time.